not bad.
What does this color make you guys think of?
Ketchup.
Ketchup is the correct answer. There are no opinions. There is only what I think. Okay. Was that a hiccup belch?
Yeah. Sam, did you lose the paper?
Perhaps.
No, we gave it to Leo, and then Leo lost it.
Yes.
Why would you give it to Leo? Yeah, I don't know why.
He said I could trust him. So.
Why would you
Sam.
give it to him?
Sam.
Even I know not to say.
Sam.
Sam Con.
Sorry.
You can just look at him and tell that he's not trustworthy.
Sorry, bro. That's what I'll say.
Sorry, bro.
Sorry, bro.
That man's gonna be a content for Kevin's class. Yay! That's his favorite day.
So does me.
What's my alternate color gonna be?
I'll pass through.
Yellow. For
Why do people
mustard.
say yellow?
For what? Mustard?
Yellow for
I
mustard?
don't know mustard.
Yellow doesn't show up very well. And what is that?
Can't remember how to do the pass through.
Okay, we don't have a lot of time to sit and chat about these. You guys remember what the equation of a circle looks like?
Yeah. Yes.
Equals what?
25.
Okay, so it's the opposite of these. So -4, -3. If one of them's negative, it would have been plus. And then the radius squared goes right here. Okay, so on this one, the first part's easy enough. But how do I get the radius
Distance for enough?
distance formula? Which I'm not going to give to you. But,
Oh no.
so.
I can't remember it.
I've made you guys memorize this in other tests.
That's so long.
Your key word.
Still.
Where is 13?
So it'd be 9 plus 4, yeah, go to 13.
Equals 13.
Oh yeah, square.
Yeah, because if the radius is square root of 13, then the radius squared would just be 13. So yeah, 13 goes right there. All right, are we good on that one? Back to ketchup.
Don't they get back on Wednesday?
Who did?
They get back on
Yeah,
Wednesday.
they get back on Wednesday.
We were also last night yesterday. Yeah. We didn't even know our chapter test was until like a day before we left.
They get back late tomorrow night, so they'll be at school on Wednesday.
If we have to plan another senior break, it would be really bad. I'm not cleaning up their senior break.
You know what I think we should do?
Last year they sticky noted Mr. Claus' car and we had to go clean it up. Yeah,
I think we should take off one of the tires of Mr. Club's car.
and we told him no and he didn't like
I know how to do it. We can do it.
It's not that hard to get tired.
I know. I have a jack in my truck.
it. Everyone has a job.
Christian, when are you gonna do that?
That'd be funny. He'd get
When we leave for tech, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Mr. Cloud will come out, what are you doing? Changing your tire.
Just helping you out, yeah.
He walked the beach with a cane.
He doesn't have a cane. formal without a K.
Oh,
Why did I not use it that formal? Let's see if
I just.
Because it was sitting down most of the time.
Oh, okay.
I just remember
Surprised you
feeling
didn't get in the
bad.
mosh pit.
Love to see that. Oh, I can't see it. Thank you.
Okay, there are 5 graphs on this. Do you guys want the graph? 5 graphs. Should get out the graph.
Forgot to.
Thank you.
Not S7.
God, there's one. Give me a second.
Always the answers on the back, you
Center.
know?
0, 0.
It was little, but I can't tell you what the retro future is
She's
about.
gonna be
I would know the proportionality. No.
0, 12. Mm.
I feel like it's, I feel like there's so many, like, weird, you can memorize them. You know, like, I don't think I would ever know
Okay.
proportionality in my life. Except like.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
Okay, where is the center gonna be at on number 3? 0, 0. Yeah, this, because there's none of this stuff going on. This moves the graph, but on this one, the center is at 0, 0. Okay, vertices. Which axis is the major axis? Yeah, the Y, because it's got the bigger. So these are ellipses, by the way. Does it say that in the directions? No. But these are ellipses because there's a plus and there's divisors. The vertices are going to be on the number that's bigger. So on the Y, square root of 144 is 12. So you have to do the square root of that number. I guess I'll put on, when we did this worksheet, I didn't really label the covertices, but I'll just put it like this, CV, covertices. So that would be the other axis. The x-axis, square root of 36 is 6. And those would be on the x. Covertices, foci. How did we find foci on?
144 minus 36.
Right. If there's a plus, you subtract. If there's a minus right here, you add in square root. So it's the opposite. 144 minus 36, and then you do the square root of that. What is 144 minus 36? 108, square root of 108.
6 square root of 3.
Okay. Okay. And the focus is going to be on the major axis. So it's going to be on the y-axis. So it's 0, 6 squared 3. So just to be clear, what I did was 144 minus 36, the square root of that. And there goes right there.
And Mr. Jordan.
Yeah.
If on the test we put like 0, comma, plus or minus 6 squared.
That's okay.
Okay.
Alright, this one's a little more challenging because it's got a minus 3 right there. What's this minus 3 going to do to the graph?
We can go up.
Right, it affects the y direction, does the opposite. So it goes, if it says minus 3, it's actually going to go up 3. So the center, therefore, is at 0, 3. Alright, what's the major axis? I should have switched the major axis, that's okay, I guess. Major axis is the y-axis again. Okay, this time though, square root of 64 is 8. So it's going to go up 8 from the center though.
11.
So the vertex is, you're basically adding and subtracting 8 from the y-coordinate. So it's 0, 11, and 3 minus 8. Okay, the covertices, square root of 16 is 4. So that means it's going to go plus or minus 4 from there. So it'll be 4, 3, and negative 4, 3. And what was the last one? Foci. So if we subtract and square root.
4 square 3.
Okay. 64 minus 16 square root of that. 4 square root of 3. So again, we're back on the major axis. That's where the foci are at. So it's 0, 3 plus 4 square root of 3 and 0, 3 minus 4 square root of 3. Oops. Forgot what I'm doing. Must focus to do the focus. Any questions on that? No. Okay. Let's go to the graphs.
It's about the extent of what I remember.
Nope.
We did, oh,
What number are we on? 5?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do all the graphs at once so I don't have to keep switching pages. We'll just do it like that. Okay, hopefully these are the easy ones. Some of the easy ones for us. So for ellipses, the x-intercept's at 4, square root of 16, and the y-intercept's at 5, square root of 25. One, two, three, four. This one's almost a circle. Not quite. Made the other one too big. Okay, on number 6, what's different about this one?
It moves to the right.
Right, the center is not in the middle, it's 2 to the right. So we might start by putting a little dot at 2, 0 for the center. Okay, so when you do square root of 36, you're going to move 6 right and left from the center. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then square root of 49, we're going to move 7 up and down from the center. So. Does not fit in my graph. Got it? Alright. Let's go this way. Seven? Question mark. Maybe. Alright, let's do. So what changed on this one? What are these called? Hyperbolas. It's kind of like outward facing parabolas-ish. Not exactly the same shape. And you can tell because of the minus.
Bless you.
So this time, which one's the major axis? It's not the biggest number actually. It's the one that's positive. So if the x is a minus, it's the y is the major axis. So you still do square root of 25. It's 5. So that would be the y-intercept. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should use smaller numbers, shouldn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then what else did I make you guys do to graph these?
Amplitude?
Called asymptotes. The slope of the asymptote, you do the y over the x and the square root of that. So it's the square root of 25 force. Because the y values like to rise and the x values like to run. Basically, why it works. So we need to graph this. Y equals plus or minus 5 halves x. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of makes a rectangle every time. So 5 over 2 is the slope. So you go up 5 over 2, down 5 back 2, and then the negative 5 over 2 goes the other way. Makes a little rectangle. And that's just to help you graph these. Because the hyperbola heads towards the asymptotes, gets closer and closer, but never touches. Alright, good? Up, and away. Okay, this time, which one is the major axis? The x. Not because it's over here, well, not because it's bigger, but because it's the positive one. You know, the positive one will be on the left, basically. So this time there's an x-intercept at plus or minus 4, so the hyperbolas will be on left and right. Oh, I forgot something. What is this minus 3 going to do to the graph? Up 3. So the center's actually here, so when I go left and right 4, it needs to be from the center. So it actually does not hit the x-axis right there. It's above the x-axis right there. Okay, and then how am I going to find the asymptotes? Okay, it's the y over the x, square root of that. So it's square root of 9/16, so it's 3/4. So we're graphing these lines, y equals plus or minus 3/4 x from the center, from, which is now right here, not the origin. So up 3 over 4. Down 3, back 4. Makes a rectangle with all those points. Guys starting to feel a little more comfy with these. Just a bit. Okay, there's one more graph. Might as well do it now. It's actually the last one on the test. Might have to make this one up. Are we on 8? 9? This one's a mess. Do that. We're supposed to graph that, so you guys go ahead and start while, but that's not the only thing. Supposed to graph and solve. That's the directions. I gotta think. Hold on. Alright, I think I did it right. Okay, what's x squared plus y squared equals 9 look like?
From 0, 0, those 3 and all.
Right. This is a circle, center's at 0, 0, radius is 3. So that means you just go 3 in every direction. Nice little circle.
West.
Okay. Now what is this thing? Well, when there's a multiplier on the y squared, this is going to be an ellipse rather than a circle. So if it's an ellipse, we really want this number to be a 1 right here. So how do I make this number, oh, that doesn't have a nice word. That's okay, doesn't matter. How do I make this number 1? Divided by 63. And if you do that,
Bless you.
on one side, you have to do it to the other. All right. So 7 over 63 reduces. Do you guys know what that reduces to?
1 over 9.
Right, reduces to 1/9. Basically that. So it is an ellipse. Okay, where is it going to hit the x-axis? Square root of 63, which is almost square root of 64, so it's really close to 8. Like 7.9, and probably rounds to 8. So on the x-axis, 4, 5, 6, 7, really close to 8.
My graph doesn't have in front of me.
Sorry for your loss. That's okay, not that important. I think the graph I put on the test, it barely doesn't fit actually, slightly off the graph. All right, and where's he gonna hit the y-axis?
3.
At 3. So plus or minus 3. So from the graphs, you can kind of tell, you don't really even need algebra on this one, although algebra wouldn't be too hard. From the graphs, what are the common solutions?
0, 2.
Plus or minus 3.
Right, 0, 3, 0, negative 3, because that's where they intersect at. If you did have to solve it algebraically, what's the easiest way, probably?
Elimination.
Elimination. If you subtract the lines,
Yeah.
like if I subtract this bottom line, the x squareds go away. You get 6y squared equals, let's see, what is that, 54.
Y squared was 9.
54 divided by 6 is 9, plus or minus 3.
Yeah.
You forgot the plus or minus part.
No.
And to find what goes with them, you plug in 3 to one of the equations, and you would get
0.
0. Like if you plug 3 in the y right here. I mean,
You
huh?
only have to solve in that one, or do you have to solve on all of them?
Well, this is the only equation where there's 2 together. This is the only problem where there's 2 together, so you can get a solution. You can't solve on everything else we've done because there's only one graph.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is just finding the common solutions for the 2 equations. All these, there's an infinite number of solutions that only work on each graph, but there's 2 solutions that they have in common. All right. Anyway, that's the end of the graphs. Any questions on those 5? Let's go back in time. Oh, this might be screwed up now. Obey me.
Do you know that song so bad?
Huh?
Do you know that song?
Worked.
What's gotta go back and
Are we on 8 now?
10.
10?
I have to listen.
Am I gonna make it ask the question?
It's from Back to the Future.
Probably.
Yeah.
One of my.
That goes 5.
I should have put this in the same section, maybe with the name, it's a little bit different.
Identify.
That's a T. It's a backwards.
Head.
How did that happen? I don't know. Oh, that was the I part, okay. Alright. What have we not used on? Use them all.
What do I go
I like this shade of red.
Didn't we just? Oh, these are.
Yeah, we did the,
We did the circle.
yeah, we did the ellipse version of this, but not the. Okay, they don't actually ask for the intercept, so that'll help. Okay, so where are the vertices going to be? I guess those are the intercepts anyway. It's going to be on the x-axis because it's the positive one, plus or minus 7. So 7, 0, negative 7, 0. Okay, how do we find the foci?
Add them together.
Atom and square root. So 49 plus 36
We're at 85.
is square root of 85, which does not simplify. Foci will also be on the major axis. So in this case, the x-axis again. And what direction will this open? Well, if the x is the major axis, it's going to go left and right. Okay. What are the vertices on this one? They'll be on the y-axis because it's the positive term.
11.
plus or minus 11. So on the y-axis, the 11 would be on the second coordinate, the y-coordinate. Okay. The foci, 121 plus 4 is square root of 125, which is 5 square root of 5. And that, again, will be on the major, the y-axis.
She had a one day too.
All right, and the direction of opening, since y is the major axis, up and down.
One day or death. I'm scared for. There's not a Sunday.
Scared for what?
One day, while I looked at her, you start like 7 in the morning and don't get out of there till like 9 at night.
My word.
And it's on a
And
Sunday.
it's on a Sunday.
Sounds like a swim.
This Sunday. So
That is very long.
we'll have like 6 games for it.
What's that part?
It's regional.
Tuesday.
Tuesday there.
You know, he did the Texans draft pick.
Who?
Sketch.
10 teams in it.
Really?
He announced the Texans draft pick.
Not just get first, okay.
Trash draft pick, but that's what it is.
Wait, I thought we just did 11.
It depends on what.
Oh, it's- oh, yeah, okay. Can't keep track.
Yeah.
Fine. Oh no.
Okay, this is kind of like our last graph, but they don't ask you to graph it.
This is the one I've been dreading.
This is definitely not the hardest, I would say.
It's for me.
You gotta wait till the rest of the problems before you make that verdict. Oops. I guess you could graph it if you wanted to, but it's not required. How did we solve
You
these?
could just fold that.
So you go.
Is the first one a 0 factored out? Or not the first one, but the squares?
Elimination.
Well, elimination doesn't work very well because these are x's and x squareds. We use substitution, remember? Just get
I said the wrong one.
You didn't know that. You didn't know
just get x by itself, and then you can replace x. So x equals 6 plus 3y, and then you can replace that x with 6 plus 3y. This is kind of big and beefy. I kind of think of these like essay problems, like the more you make sense, the more you do right, the more points you get. This would be a FOIL problem, right? I'm going to kind of fast forward through this 6 plus 3y part. You gotta FOIL it. So it'd be 9y squared plus 36y plus 36. And then down back to here, plus 9y squared. Now what?
Like term.
Combine like terms. What's gonna happen? So 9y squared, that's 18y squared.
Plus 36. Y equals 0.
Minus 36.
Okay, yeah, if you subtract 36, you want 0 over here. That goes away. So you get, sorry, I'm going a little bit fast, I'm trying to make it. So,
You got 10 minutes.
what do we do with this?
You should take 18y.
Okay, you can take out, you can factor out something. 18y comes out of both of those. And if you divide them both by 18y, that's what you get. And then what y values make this equal 0?
0 and -2.
0 and -2. Okay, that's not quite the final answer, that's
Just the Y.
the y's. So you find the easiest equation that we had, which was,
The line.
where did I put it? Right here. Well,
6.
x equals 6 plus 3y. So if I plug in 0 for y right here, 6 plus 3 times 0 is 6. And 6 plus 3 times negative 2 is 0.
Is that it?
Yep, that's the answers. No, that's the end of that problem.
Oh,
Okay, now what number are we on? 14?
13.
13? I never guess right. Never.
Oh, I
How many problems are there gonna be on the test?
I think there's 15. I'm trying to do them all. This might end up being a mistake. I'm gonna.
can't wait to see Trey and Leo's faces tomorrow.
Make them take the test tomorrow,
Yeah.
please.
They didn't give you warning, so
They even make you sign a slip.
yeah, they just left.
They weren't even here on Friday.
I don't think they were actually.
They weren't here on Friday.
They weren't here on Friday. Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were.
They were only
It
going
was
on
Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
Oh.
This one's not too bad, I feel like.
Oh, no. It's
One of the easier ones.
700.
Okay,
so-
you gotta know what an ellipse equation looks like.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh boy.
Wait, why does it have to be different?
Yeah, it only has X's.
Whoops, yeah, they should have been on the lines.
Oh, that's gonna throw me off. They're different colors
There we go. Alright,
Wah, wah.
so,
now. My head.
oh, we're not graphing, what am I
My
doing?
head.
Alright, this is what an ellipse equation looks like. So, if it intercepts the x-axis at 4, negative 4, what are we gonna put right here? 16.
36.
36. Easy peasy.
That's easy.
Boom.
You're crying about the colors.
What?
You're crying about the colors.
Yes, I am.
This one's not as easy, but not totally hard.
Purple. So, Sebastian, which finals are you taking?
This in history. I don't have to take science, I don't have to take science.
You can zero up. Because I have all A's.
Our Bible file's 278 questions.
No, it was only 100.
No.
Does everybody have to take it too?
No.
Yeah, 'cause it's dual credit.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's technically a college class.
Why are you laughing? You probably don't.
Where did
Because
you laugh next?
you don't have to take it.
Yeah,
I
laugh
mean, I'm
next
not
year.
gonna
we
take
can
that,
say
yeah.
that.
I know you can.
I mean, it's only useful if you, well, we're gonna say it's only useful if you go to a Christian college.
Yeah.
Ran told my
I
mom
mean,
he
it
didn't
goes
want to
as
take
like-
it, and she got mad at him.
I think it goes as
Told
like
what?
credits or
Ran told my
something.
mom
Yeah.
he didn't want to take it, she got mad at him.
Oh. Yeah. I've seen like the other juniors studying for it. It's intimidating, for sure. Alright. So hyperbolas, so the vertex is on the x coordinate, right? So that means it's x squared over what? 25. Okay, so for now, I'll just put a little a in right there for what's under the y squared. So how do we find the focus normally?
Well,
We do this
plus.
Plus that.
plus this square root.
So if you square it.
And that should give you the focus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do we get rid of the square root?
Square.
Boom.
Square it, like So we get 25, so this one is a little bit harder. 9 times 45. So A is 20. That would go right there.
You did it.
No, we're not done.
Oh,
We got
that's it.
one more.
Got one more.
The short answer?
I think we're gonna make it.
Speed running.
We have a long time study.
Okay.
Just pick up soon.
Yeah.
I did a parabola. So there are no formulas that I'm giving you this chapter, I guess, but there is.
Distance.
No!
No, I'm not giving you the distance formula.
How dare you?
I forgot.
There is one.
There is one. It was the. Color should I use here? The finding the p-value in a parabola.
Yeah.
What was it? 1/4p,
I think so, yeah.
Oh, that thing.
and then there's like an x squared or something.
And then you have it equal to.
You guys remember that one?
You're gonna leave that up there?
Sure.
I don't know.
I'll show you. Well, what should I call it? I don't know what to call it. It's used to find stuff in a parabola. It's basically what it's used for. There's no name of it though. Let's do like, yeah, that's fine. We'll just do this. Y equals 2x squared. So it says we want the vertex, focus, equation for directrix. Alright, so all you do is you just take that 1/4p thing, remember this, and you just set it equal to, we could throw in the x squared if you want to, you really just get rid of the x squareds though. Okay, and then how do we solve this for p? 1/4p equals 2. Yeah, you flip them upside down, it's probably the easiest way. So 4p equals 1/2. You divide by 4, it's actually like times 1/4 kind of, so it's 1/8. Okay, where is the vertex for this parabola going to be? Okay, there's no like plus or minus stuff going on, so it's at 0, 0. So vertex is at 0, 0. And the focus, okay, this is where the p-value comes in. So this is a parabola going up, right? It's like y equals x squared. So the focus is going to be right above the vertex. How far above? 1/8. So it's at 0, 1/8. The directrix is a line that's going to be right below the vertex. How far below? 1/8. So what's a horizontal line's equation looks like? It looks like y equals. So directrix is y equals down 1/8. So like minus 1/8 from there. It's just negative 1/8.
That's one might lose me.
Okay, I will leave that little formula on the whiteboard. I'll call it parabola. I don't know.